Hi there, this is Ken from Postcards from Cebu. Happy Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day in the United States, and I sent to Vivian a flower, which she was very excited about. Sent her a rose. And so to all of our viewers, especially the ladies and especially the mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. I thought today that I would follow up a little bit about yesterday's video. I talked about, yay, I'm going back to Cebu, and I'm really excited to be doing that. I love that place, and of course, I love my wife, and that's where she is. So we decided, well, since immigration's taking their good old time, and we don't expect that to finally come through until sometime in October, maybe November, I decided I'd make another trip. This time, we are going to go to some resort places and basically have our honeymoon. Our last, and I think I may have mentioned it in the last video, but we didn't get a lot of opportunity to actually do proper honeymooning, if you will, when I was in Cebu in January, because that was our wedding and we had tons of documentation we had to get done and make arrangements for the wedding, etc., etc., etc. So this time I'm going to fly to Cebu. We're going to spend a few nights in Cebu City. One of the things on the to-do list is to set up a checking account, joint ownership with me and Vivian, and also with her daughter Shara. That way when Vivian is in the United States, we can still transfer money to the family. It gets kind of expensive doing it with MoneyGram, which is what we have been doing lately, but I believe we might be able to make it a little cheaper by having a bank account set up there and then just transfer the money from my U.S. bank account to the Philippine bank account. So we're going to spend a Monday doing that, talking to the banks and getting all that squared away and set up. Oh yeah, do you like my poster? Not an original idea. There are plenty of other vloggers to do it, but I thought I'd test it out and see how it looks. And you guys can let me know what you think. Comment section below. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to give you an update on the costs and the arrangements, what I went through to book the flight to Cebu. I know there are many of you who would like to do the same. You have a Filipino girlfriend or a Filipina that you were courting and you would like to go visit. So I'll give you some information on what I did, how I did it. For the airfare, which is always the biggest cost, it ended up being around $1,500 for me to travel from Baltimore, Washington International, BWI, which is not far from my house actually, to Cebu, round trip, $1,500. I use a travel agent called ASAP Tickets online. They're called ASAP Tickets. I think the legal name of the company is International Travel Network. They generally seem to get the best deals. However, one thing you got to watch is their fares are very restrictive. So I usually also buy the insurance in case something happens, I'm in an accident or a medical issue or something comes up, that I have insurance to cover the cost of that airfare. I usually book the airfare first, and the reason I do that is because the agents at ITN will check different times, and they'll call me back and say, hey Ken, how about if you leave on Wednesday or Thursday instead of leaving on a Saturday, and because I can get it for $400 cheaper for you if we do that. And so I'm usually kind of flexible, so I will work with them on getting that set up that way. I'm all about saving money. So the first thing I did was set up the flight, got that together with ITN, and then I went to Expedia and started checking hotels. in January when we got married, Vivian had rented an apartment. We had made arrangements to do that. But this time we're on vacation. We're on our honeymoon. So we're going to Alona Beach and Oslo to dive with the whale sharks and stuff like that. So we're going to be a few days in each place, moving around quite a bit. So start booking the hotels. You got to look at the terms and conditions. One of the hotels where I stay does not offer a refund. Once you book it, that's it. You better show up or you lose your money. The others have refund cancellation policies, but you got, once again, you may pay a small fee. Not to Expedia, but the hotel will charge a fee. You book the room and then you change your mind. But you can do it all from your computer. So 13 days, 13 nights rather, that we're going to be in the Visayas, if you will, because we'll be in Bohol at Alona Beach. It looks like it works out to about 400. 30 bucks a night, I think, is a pretty fair price in the Philippines for a nice place. You can get cheaper. They have places called pension houses and things like that where you can get really, really cheap accommodation, but you're not going to get very much for it. You know, I'm a typical American. I got to have my aircon and, you know, and when I'm in the Philippines, I love my San Mig light. So I want to, it's nice if they have a refrigerator and I can keep some San Mig on chilled down there. But yeah, 30 bucks a night worked out to be a pretty normal price. You can pay much more. You can go to big Shangri-La's resort on Mactan and, you know, all that, pay $200 a night if that's what you want. I just don't see what the big deal is, you know. Generally, Vivian and I are going to be out. We're going to be rolling around, strolling on the beach and strolling in town and going to market and going to restaurants and, you know, just looking around everywhere. So it's not like we're just going to be holed up at the resort, so we don't need anything that's all inclusive or any kind of stuff like that. Food in, once again, when I talked about in January, we had an apartment, so we were able to keep the place to just go to the market, buy the food we wanted, keep it in the fridge. Vivian loves to cook, so she would cook up something all the time, dinner and lunch and whatever. And on a couple of occasions, we went out to restaurants. This trip, we're going to be going out to restaurants a fair amount. So for 13 nights, you know, I'd probably budget around another $1,000. And that would also include buying souvenirs and gifts and stuff like that. And on the first few nights there, we will be staying in Cebu City, and Vivian and I both like to stroll Ayala Mall, and we almost always end up buying stuff there. Not to mention good things to eat and nice restaurants there. The other costs that are going to be involved here are ferries and ground transportation, taxi cabs. Things like that, tricycles, jeepneys. I love the jeepneys. Jeepneys are so funny, but I'm a big guy and I don't fit in one real easy. So, but every once in a while, it's just fun to ride on a jeepney. This trip, since we're going to Alona first and then to Oslo. So one thing I'm trying to work out is getting from Alona to Oslo without having to go all the way back to Cebu City. So we could take the ferry back to Cebu City and then catch a 3-hour bus ride from Cebu City to Oslo. But I'm in communication with the hotel in Oslo to see if maybe we can make an arrangements to hire a boat or something, because Alona is right across the bay there. If we could get a boat just to run us across to Oslo, that'd be a lot faster, I think, and you know, probably about the same cost because we have to take the ferry and the bus. So I don't know, but anyway, I'll look into that, and we will be keeping you guys posted. Trust me. This whole trip, the GoPro is going to be working overtime. Everything we do, we'll record and share with you. Well, not everything, but what's appropriate. And we will be posting videos as we go, and well, that's pretty much it for now. That's kind of thing. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Questions, comments, we love to have them. Somewhere up here should be that click the subscribe button. Click it, subscribe. We'd love to have you with us. And thanks for watching. Thanks so much. See you next time.